How much money should you spend on the repairs for your rental property? That's today's video. Let's dive in. Hey everybody, I'm Clayton Morris. I'm the founder of Morris Invest, and I've rehabbed hundreds of homes in my life. And today we're going to talk about rehabbing and how much you should spend on the repairs and the rehab of your rental property. If you're new to the channel, hey, thanks so much for stopping by. Do me a favor if you would. Subscribe. Click the little subscribe button down there. And YouTube has added a new feature where you got to click the little bell to be notified when our new videos publish, which we publish 3 times a week. So take a few moments out of your workday and watch one of our videos to try to help you take action, create passive income in real estate investing. That's what this channel is all about. So thanks so much for subscribing. Today, we're going to talk about the rehab process. Now, many of you guys are DIYers. You guys like to do it yourself and go out there, find properties, rehab them, hire contractors, hang in drywall, getting new roofs, buying furnaces, water heaters, plumbing, all of those things, and then finding tenants for your properties, right? Well, this is for you. If you're a DIYer and you want to know how much you should spend on a rental property, that's what we're going to talk about today. By the way, I've got a whole playlist here for DIYers who want to get things done themselves. Today, I want to talk about the money that we spend. Now, on all the rental properties that I like to buy, I like to be in right around the $40,000, $50,000 range. Sometimes $60,000 is what I buy personally. All in, total cost of my rental properties is around $60,000. There are some things to consider when you get your scopes of work back from your contractors. And the scopes of work say it's going to be about $30,000, $40,000. To me, that would be a red flag. I don't want to be spending more than, you ready for it? Here we go. I don't want to spend more than about $20,000 to $25,000 for the repair of a rental property. A couple of big reasons and a couple of key takeaways on this. Number one, it's just too expensive. There are too many fish in the sea for me to be spending that much money on a rehab. Unless for some reason it's in some great little niche-y little street that's in a little historic district, and I know that if I spend a little bit more on this, that the equity is going to be higher. Remember, I'm not really investing for equity, and I'm not really investing for appreciation. I want cash flow. So if I can add a little bit more value by adding a few extra bells and whistles to a property that's going to then increase my equity long term because, like I said, it's in a historic area or something like that, then I might go ahead and do it. But for the most part, I'm not going to want to spend more than that on the repair of one of my rental properties. So my cutoff, most of my repairs are going to be in that $20,000, $25,000 range for repairs. However, that's depending on the purchase price. So let me give you some round numbers to make it easier in your brain. Let's say we acquire the house for $20,000, okay? And then we're going to repair it for $20,000. That's okay. That's a total of about $40,000. That's kind of where most of my properties hit. Maybe we acquire it but I want those numbers to be kind of consistent though. So maybe I acquire it though for 12, and I'm going to add, and it's going to cost me about $28,000 in repairs. That's okay too. You see what I'm saying? That as long as I'm not going above where I'm comfortable buying my property prices. So I'm not going to buy it for 40 and then spend another 40 on the rehab. It just takes too much cash to do what I could do for far less. Understand? Another big reason I would stay away from more costly renovations is the time. Remember, we're in this for the cash flow. We're not in this to flip the house in order to make money on a flip. We don't talk about flipping here on the show. I don't care about flipping. To me, that's creating another job for yourself. That's not investing. Flipping houses is not investing. That's a paycheck. You buy a house, you add $50,000 to the house, you flip it, you hope you make $100,000. Takes 6-7 months to do it, 8 months or even a year to do that kind of work. That's not something I'm interested in doing. So the longer you have to put work into this property, if you stretch into 5 months on a rental property, that's 5 months that you're not cash flowing. So usually we can hit that 8 to 12 week mark for a renovation, especially if it's a heavy renovation. That's a good number. And you have to consider a bunch of different things in there too, like severe weather, maybe there's snow on the roof and we can't switch the roof out. So $20,000, $25,000, let that be a guide for you. Even if you like purchasing more expensive properties than I do. Like I said, I like to buy the $50,000 homes, $60,000 homes, right in that sweet spot. But maybe you like to buy yours that are $110,000, $120,000. That's too much for me, but it might not be too much for you. And therefore, if you're going to spend 2 to 3 months doing a rehab on that property, and you're going to spend $30,000, now you're at $150,000 of cost, and it's going to take you that long to do it. To me, that's just too costly. There are too many great deals out there that you could find that are almost don't need a lot of work. You could add $5,000, $10,000 worth of rehab to and kind of be up and running in a less amount of time. It really depends on your stomach for these types of projects. But I would warn you against going too long and spending too much time on your rehabs for a rental property. Not a flip, for a rental property. I'm Clayton Morris. I hope you found this video helpful. Again, I've rehabbed hundreds of properties in that same price range, so I kind of know what I'm talking about. And when you start adding all these layers of complexity, things tend to go wrong. So stick with what you know, stick with it being cheap and fast, and you'll find that cash flow will come much more quickly to you. Please, if you're not a subscriber, click the subscribe button over here and become part of this community. I'd love to hear your comments in the thread below. You can type up your comments there, as well as check out some of the other great playlists we have here on the channel. We've got all kinds of playlists and videos to help you go out there, take action, and become a real estate investor. We'll see you next time, everyone. Bye.